Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. We appreciate you watching and listening. If you're watching us here on YouTube, thank you for that, or perhaps on Facebook. But we do appreciate it. We would appreciate you subscribing to our channel on YouTube, The Right Side with Doug Billings, and on Facebook. You can find us at The Right Side with Doug Billings. And podcasting, we are on all of the major podcast platforms. Please check us out on your favorite. We're on all of them. Check us out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine with me that old habits rarely die and that somebody's character is usually unchangeable. Say, for example, that somebody was a cheater in high school. They cheated at tests. They cheated on essays, the whole bit. That person, I would put to you, would likely go on to college and cheat in college in some form or fashion. And once graduated, that person would probably cheat in his or her career when the situation presented itself in some way. So usually our bad habits don't die completely, especially with regards to our character, what makes us up. Can people change? Absolutely. But if there's no danger of being caught and the corruption or the character that flaws lead to corruption, I should say, it becomes increasingly difficult to self-correct or course-correct one's life and one's character if you've done those kinds of things and if you're that kind of person. So, high school, college, career, they're cheating, they're working the system, But if that person goes on and they become a politician, we can arguably assume that cheating will be a part and parcel of what they do, and it may show up as plagiarism, or it may show up as using one's office to make millions of dollars from foreign governments for pay-for-play opportunities. Never mind that all of those things are immoral. They're unethical. In most cases, they're illegal. Never mind any of that. The corrupt politician will pursue them, and nonetheless, he or she will make millions of dollars in the process. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the allure of corruption is strong for those weak-minded and for the greedy. And if you partner a weak mind and greed, and you remove moral convictions, you get somebody who's not only corrupt, but you get somebody without a conscience and probably without a soul. So this politician may, if he seems, or if it seems like, and if he senses that his scams are in danger of being discovered, he may demand, prosecutors, for example, prosecutors in foreign countries who have been pursuing his son be fired. Imagine that. Wonder if that's possible. I wonder if that could ever or would ever happen. Things that make you go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, the politician is beginning to sense as if everything might be coming down. His house of cards might be collapsing all around him. All of the favors that he's done, all of the things that his son has been given because of his name and because of his position of power within politics. In return for all of those favors that this politician would grant and special access, etc., the politician demands that these foreign countries put his son on boards of directors or executive leadership management teams. And the son has no experience whatsoever in any of those things. He has no experience in any of the jobs that he's been given. These examples of character flaws and bad habits are, of course, those of Joe Biden. It's no secret. Quite simply, Joe Biden has ripped us off for the past 47 years. It's now all becoming evident. Evidence of the obvious is glaringly sufficient here, ladies and gentlemen. He's a corrupt individual. Now, wait a minute. Check that. He's beyond corrupt. He's a national security risk, ladies and gentlemen. A national security risk. God only knows what kind of emails Hunter Biden was sharing. We'll find out. His laptop is now overwhelmingly and without question, his laptop. We found it. They discovered it. We want to tip our hat to Rudy Giuliani and his incredible work on this process. He's really put a light and discovered and made the corruption known to us. So, Mr. Mayor, Rudy Giuliani, thank you for all of your work in this. But Biden has ripped us off for the last 47 years. You think he's a good guy? He's stolen our trust, ladies and gentlemen. He's stolen our security. He's stolen our goodwill. And by so doing, over the past 47 years, he's stolen the vote of anyone who's ever voted for him. His election victories and subsequent involvement in positions of power within the government, at its highest levels, mind you, were stolen from you because he ran on the platform of honesty and trust. He ran to protect our Constitution and America, and now he's done nothing except put it at risk. His actions, his immorality, his lack of ethics, and his corruption have made him several things, really. Untrustworthy, a threat to national security, a liar, and a thief. He's in essence using his position in government to swindle multiple millions of dollars from these foreign governments to enrich himself and his family. That's right. He is. Joe Biden is a national security risk, and it's looking more and more as if he may be, and as if all of the things that I've listed so far aren't enough to convince you. It looks as if he may just be a criminal. And the protection of these big tech companies is a telltale sign that the big guy is really in some hot water right now if we're going to go by this protection blanket that the big tech companies are trying to throw over Joe Biden. Here we have a major story of corruption of a candidate for the presidency of the United States. And Twitter and Facebook have blocked our ability to post stories about it or to read about it. They've miscalculated, though, ladies and gentlemen. They think that the censorship they've cast upon us will actually help Joe Biden. It's going to do, and in fact has done, the opposite. It's harmed Joe Biden, and it continues to harm him. The more the big tech companies slice and hatchet these stories, the more the content of the stories will rise up and have new life in the American public square. The more the big tech companies try to silence stories like these, the louder the content of the stories become. Because censorship in a free society like ours, at least for the time being, is a little like putting deleted content on steroids and blasting the content out over loudspeakers. The big tech companies have miscalculated this entire censorship debacle. The story of Joe Biden's corruption is now the biggest story in the news cycle with just 3 weeks left to go before a presidential and general election. The slaughtered content of these stories has risen. And it's now the story of the Hunter Biden emails. These stories, they now have a life of their own. There's no way they can be completely censored. Joe's old habits, ladies and gentlemen, haven't died. His character is the same crooked, corrupt character of the politician that we knew back in the late 1980s when he had to withdraw from a race from the presidency because of plagiarism. His character hasn't changed one damn bit, and it's becoming conclusive that he's used his position through the years in government to enrich his life and the life of his family, ripping you off, you people that have voted for him, ripping us all off. Granting special favors to foreign governments, making his son a millionaire. It's beyond unethical. It's beyond illegal. It's the worst kind of thing we as human beings can do. It's immoral. It is highly immoral. How can you vote for a lifelong politician who's the crown prince of the swamp? How can you vote for that guy to be president of the United States? Joe Biden is now the living, breathing poster child for corruption in Washington. And a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for corruption. It's a vote for crime. And it's a vote for immorality, ladies and gentlemen. And we are better than that. He's the crown prince of the swamp, Joe Biden is. It's the exact thing that President Trump came to Washington to get rid of. And there are some of you out there that want to vote him in to be president of the United States. Here's the thing. President Trump will set records in the Electoral College for victory for any president in our history running for re-election. Joe Biden doesn't stand a chance to win the presidency. The Democratic Socialist Communist Party will try to cheat because their character is in alignment with that of Joe Biden's. Cheating is part of their nature, when it comes to power especially. Vote, ladies and gentlemen. Vote to drain the swamp, not to fill it. Let's cast these SOBs out once and for all. And then let's shine the light on the Ben Sasses of the world and those jackasses who need to be done away with as well. Electorally speaking, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the best country in the world. We have nothing to be ashamed of and everything to be proud about. American exceptionalism is still alive and well, and President Donald Trump is making sure that it remains so. Say what you want about his personality and his tweets. President Trump is making America great, and he will continue to do it, ladies and gentlemen. You can't vote for Biden, a corrupt 47-year-long politician who's done nothing ethical and everything immoral. May God continue to bless you, ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of all of this. You're better than Biden. You have a pack of blessings on your back given to you by God himself. Take inventory of that pack of blessings often, and may God continue to bless and protect President Trump, and may God and his divine providence continue to guide and protect the United States of America. We will meet again, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to this show, The Right Side with Doug Billings, on all of the major podcast platforms in the world, in America, and on YouTube and Facebook. Cheers.